Before compression of the lymphedema, the skin on the extremity is treated with appropriate skincare products. This is essential for lymphedema patients. We begin with a 6 cm wide mollelast bandage that has been cut in half and apply it from the big toe to the little toe. We start bandaging on the sole side of the foot and move directly to the big toe. The first fixing turn of the toe bandage is taken over the top of the foot towards the metacarpophalangeal joint of the little toe. This way it covers all the webbing skin between the toes so that it can be thickly wrapped with the next wraps. Always secure the whole width of the bandage on the toe so that the bandage does not slip. The fixing turns are applied offset to each other and without tension. We use Celona synthetic padding to pad the top of the foot. We place the cotton wool diagonally in the region of the metacarpophalangeal joints to cover 2 cm of the big toe. We use the soft compression bandage, Rosidal SC, to follow this diagonal course along the metacarpophalangeal joints to the calcaneus. We secure 2 little complex kidneys covered with a TG tubular bandage in the retromalleolar region, placing them with the convex side against the skin. We take the Rosidal SC bandage in a flat figure-of-8 wrap around the ankle joint, foot and lower leg in a circular course to the patella. When doing this, we make sure that the foot is held in maximum dorsal extension. In addition, a second bandage can be applied in the opposite direction. We use the same technique for padding with Rosidal Soft in combination with a TG tubular bandage. First, it is important to ensure that the TG tubular bandage is applied high enough and that it is folded crease-free in the foot region over the metatarsophalangeal joints of the toe. The synthetic undercast padding is first used for padding, and it is followed by the foam rubber bandage Rosidal Soft, which is applied the same way Rosidal SC was applied earlier. The short stretch bandage goes from the little toe towards the big toe. We start at the forefoot with the end of the 6 cm wide Rosidal K bandage on the sole of the foot in the region of the tarsal bones. The big toe is also bandaged for up to 2 cm. The bandage is positioned on a sharp diagonal and continually smoothed down. This procedure is repeated frequently. The bandage is subsequently applied offset 1/2 turn proximally and smoothed up from the sole of the foot behind the outer malleolus. A 1/2 turn is then applied and the bandage is taken under the inside malleolus back to the first turn. Further wraps of the bandage are applied using what is known as the stirrup technique in the region of the metacarpophalangeal joints until the entire bandage has been used. The fixing turns are always applied offset. We start by wrapping the foot at the forefoot from the little toe to the big toe dorsally along the edge of the bandage that was placed there earlier. Starting at the top of the foot, we take the 8 cm wide Rosidal K bandage at the calcaneus and Achilles tendon and back to the top of the foot as far as the midfoot, Lisfrank's line. The bandage is applied proximately with an offset of approximately 4 cm. The second wrap goes around the heel. The bandage is wrapped from the dorsal calcaneus once more distally to the metacarpophalangeal joint of the big toe, and by doing so the Rosidal K is held down tightly below the lateral malleolus. Application is continued using this technique, after which another turn is made in the region of the metacarpophalangeal joints. The bandage ends above the ankle. The next Rosidal K bandage is applied to the heel once more if necessary. This is done with figure-of-8 wraps in the direction of the knee. From time to time, we check the distances between the bandage turns and thus also the pressure gradient. The next bandage is applied up to the patella in the opposite direction. A final circular wrap, which is well covered, completes the procedure. The thigh is bandaged in the standing position. We use a popliteal fossa pad made of cotton padding and retain it with the soft compression bandage Rosidal SC. The thigh bandage overlaps the lower leg bandage by approximately 5 centimeters. We use this bandage to make circular wraps up to the groin. It is important that the bandage is positioned high enough in the groin. We recommend an Idealbinde 20 centimeters in width to stabilize the compression. This should be applied in the groin region using 2 wraps if possible. The Idealbinde is also applied close to the body and continually smoothed down as well. The remainder of the stabilization bandage can be wrapped back down again. The next Rosidal K bandage, use a bandage 10 or 12 centimeters in width, forms the transition from the lower leg to the thigh and again starts at the lower leg. It is wrapped in a circular fashion up to the knee. The wrap around the knee is formed with an X in the popliteal fossa. The patella remains unwrapped in the process. We subsequently take another Rosidal K bandage 12 centimeters in width for compression of the knee, which we put on starting below the patella. Offset by half the width of the bandage, it is applied in figure-of-8 wrap over the knee region as far as about 1 hand's width above the patella. In the following step, we put on a new 12 centimeter wide Rosidal K bandage above the patella and take it in generous figure-of-8 wraps towards the groin. Bandaging is completed in 2 circular wraps. Put on another 12 centimeter wide bandage, depending on pressure gradient. The end of the bandage is fastened firmly using tape strips, such as Silkafix or Porofix, 4 to 7 centimeters below the final edge of the bandage.